places. And we did that for you. And, one of the things you called me about later was your heart. And
yes,
you got a bit of a scare. You want to talk about what that was and how we ended up figuring out what was going on? Because I think it speaks to the importance of actually looking at your risk factors in a deep way that we did.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was once the brightest star in the world. With a dazzling smile, a chiseled physique, and that iconic catchphrase, "Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?" he captivated millions. From the WWE ring to Hollywood, he was a symbol of grit, success, and invincibility, a man who seemed destined never to fall. But today, that shine has cracked. A WrestleMania promo video becoming the most disliked in the event's history? Appearances on the lackluster podcast? A Maui wildfire fundraiser criticized as tone-deaf? His walking billboard image has turned into a burden. Just 5 months ago, The Rock lost 5 million Instagram followers. An excruciating tumble for an icon once untouchable.
Every lie, every misstep pieces together a story of a man blinded by ambition.
How did someone so universally loved lose trust? How did an icon obsessed with pleasing everyone end up dismantling his own image? In this video, join us as we explore Dwayne Johnson's journey from the peak of fame to his long, steep decline. And to understand today's fall, we have to go back to where it all began. Let's be clear. Some people think The Rock is the most phony celebrity in Hollywood. I can tell you that with just a little uncertainty. Because, let's be honest, I failed math. But even I can see the cracks. I was probably consuming anywhere between 6, possibly even 8,000 calories a day. There's no way The Rock burns off enough calories to average 6 to 8,000 per day and still look like this. If he actually ate that much, 6 to 8,000 calories a day, he'd easily be 100 pounds overweight. There's no way he eats this much.
The Rock este natural. Okay.
He's not a patient of mine, so I won't worry about getting sued. We're going to talk about what steroid cycle I think The Rock uses. It's a question a lot of people are asking, and we'll try to unpack it.
Dwayne Johnson vaste born star.
He was raised in a wrestling family, so this wasn't a dream that spontaneously manifested. His path to fame was far from easy. In 1996, he debuted in WWE as Rocky Maivia, crafted as a likable, wholesome babyface. But fans rejected him, booing and branding him fake. Chants of "Rocky sucks" echoed through arenas. It was his first bitter taste of failure. That feeling can really knock you down, especially when you've been meticulously crafted to be the perfect hero. But Johnson is nothing if not adaptable. Undeterred, he reinvented himself as The Rock, a brash, arrogant wrestler with sharp-witted promos that made fans love to hate him. "If you smell what The Rock is cooking?" wasn't just a catchphrase, it was a declaration. It was a rebellion against being a manufactured good guy. It was a way to connect with the audience on a more visceral level. This transformation turned him into a WWE superstar adored by millions worldwide. But the ring was only the beginning. Johnson set his sights on Hollywood, a far tougher arena. Early roles in The Scorpion King, 2002, and The Rundown, 2003, fell flat. Critics dismissed him as lacking depth and trapped in his wrestler persona. He couldn't shake that image, the feeling of being a caricature. It was a roadblock, a barrier to truly breaking into the Hollywood mainstream. But then came 2011, and with it, Fast 5. The role of Luke Hobbs, a tough, witty anti-hero, catapulted The Rock into the top tier of action stars. He became an icon of hard work, discipline, and relentless perseverance, the ultimate aspirational figure. But this knack for reinvention was also his Achilles heel. The Rock has a keen sense for becoming whatever audiences want, a cocky wrestler, a heroic action star, or an inspiring social media personality. But when someone shifts so often to please everyone, do they remain true to themselves? It's a constant tightrope walk. His polished image, though dazzling, was built on a fragile foundation, a small crack waiting to split wide open. The audience didn't have to wait long. In 2016, the cracks became glaring when Johnson posted on Instagram criticizing unnamed co-stars on the fate of the Furious set. Though he didn't name names, everyone knew he was targeting Vin Diesel, calling him cowardly and unprofessional, a move that sparked rumors of on-set tension. Reports later revealed Johnson demanded special contract terms, no losing in fight scenes, and more screen time than his co-stars. This shattered his friendly star image. Fans who adored The Rock for his charming smile and team spirit were stunned. Behind the polished exterior, they saw arrogance and personal ambition. The fast and furious ethos of collective heroism was warped by his demands. Social media erupted. Posts on X branded him a hypocrite, questioning, is The Rock really the hero he portrays? Some loyal fans defended him, arguing he was just protecting his interests, but most felt betrayed. The public was starting to question the man behind the carefully constructed persona. The myth was crumbling. He quickly deleted the post and shared a peacemaking video stressing unity, but the crack had formed. You can delete the post, but you can't delete the doubt in fans' minds. When a star prioritizes their brand over their humanity, they'll do anything to keep the spotlight, even petty things. It's a downward spiral, a desperate attempt to cling to relevance. From then on, every detail of The Rock's public image was scrutinized, and even the smallest lies sparked public outrage. A prime example is the In-N-Out Burger saga. From 2017 to 2023, The Rock repeatedly claimed it was his first time visiting the fast food chain, each time with enthusiastic photos and videos. It's a seemingly minor detail, but it speaks to a larger pattern of manufactured experiences and carefully curated narratives. In 2017, he posted a picture writing, "I've never been to In-N-Out." Then, in 2022, he shared a video declaring, "This is my first time trying an In-N-Out burger. Anything." It's almost comical in its absurdity, a testament to the lengths he's willing to go to maintain the illusion of authenticity. It's not just about the burger. It's about the performance. It's about projecting an image of genuine excitement and wonder, even when the moment is anything but. It reveals a growing disconnect between the man and the persona he's crafted. And then there's the recent Maui wildfire fundraiser. Its optics were simply off. The tone deafness of the promotional video, the seemingly blatant attempt to capitalize on a tragic event, it just didn't sit right with people. The backlash was swift and brutal. It served as a stark reminder that even the biggest stars aren't immune to public accountability. It was a moment when the carefully constructed image of benevolence cracked, exposing vulnerability and a potential gap from the realities ordinary people face. These isolated incidents aren't random. They're symptoms of a deeper issue, a relentless pursuit of an unattainable ideal, a desperate need for validation, and a willingness to sacrifice authenticity in the name of fame. The Rock built his empire on charisma and hard work, but somewhere along the way, he lost sight of what truly matters. He chased an image, and that—
You have a family history of dementia. I imagine it's scary, right?
Yes.
And it's one of those diseases you just don't want to get. It's like the C word or the A word. You know?
Right, right.
And we were able to—
What was that biomarker that connects to dementia that—
a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the importance of staying true to oneself, even when the world demands otherwise. It's a fall from grace, a slow, painful unraveling of a legend. And now the question lingers. Can The Rock rebuild? Can he reclaim the trust he's lost? Or is this the beginning of the end for the man who once seemed invincible? And then some. It's a cascade effect, the constant pressure to uphold an image of superhuman achievement. It's exhausting, isn't it? Imagine the mental gymnastics required to continually reinvent yourself, to craft a persona so meticulously controlled. But here's the twist. This whole saga isn't just about staged moments with In-N-Out or exaggerated gym videos. It's a symptom of something much larger, an underlying malaise within the celebrity machine itself. It's about the endless chase for validation, the desperate need to be seen as already having achieved greatness. At what point do you just relax? Think about it. The foundation of The Rock's appeal has always been authenticity. He was the relatable guy, the blue-collar worker who made it big. But the very act of trying so hard to appear authentic eroded that genuine connection. Isn't that ironic? The harder you try to be real, the faker you become. And the public's response? Brutal, yes, but not entirely unexpected.
De internet remembers everything. Screenshots live forever.
Trust, once freely given, is now earned. And earning it back? That's a monumental task, like rebuilding a sandcastle during a hurricane. Each new revelation, each exposed fabrication, adds another wave of doubt crashing against the shore of his reputation. But there's more beneath the surface. There's a quiet melancholy, a sadness lurking behind the polished facade. You see it in the tired smile, the almost pleading look in his eyes. He's trapped, isn't he? Trapped by his own creation, a gilded cage of his own making. That leads us to the question everyone's whispering. Is this the beginning of the end? Is the era of The Rock finally drawing to a close? It's a dramatic shift from the invincible image he's cultivated for decades. 4 years, he seemed untouchable, a force of nature. But now, cracks are showing. Vulnerabilities are being exposed. The illusion is starting to crumble.
Ites apoignan reflection de fleeting nature of fame.
1 minute you're on top of the world. The next, you're facing a torrent of criticism and doubt. It's a harsh reminder that even the biggest stars are ultimately human, subject to the same pressures, insecurities, and flaws as the rest of us. And it's a moment to reflect honestly on his journey. From humble beginnings to global icon. He built his empire on charisma, hard work, and undeniable charm. But somewhere along the line, he lost touch with what truly mattered. He chased an image, and that image consumed him. Yet, the story isn't necessarily a tragedy. It's an opportunity.
A chance for introspection.
A path toward authenticity. It's a chance to reinvent himself. Again. Could he pivot? Could he shed the layers of manufactured perfection and embrace the beauty of imperfection? It's a bold proposition, but perhaps the only way to reclaim the trust he's lost. And now, breaking news. At 61 years old, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is reportedly saying goodbye to Hollywood. Not retiring, mind you, saying goodbye. A subtle but significant distinction. Retirement implies a passive ending, a final curtain. Saying goodbye suggests a deliberate, conscious departure, a severing of ties. It's a seismic shift in the entertainment landscape. The Rock has been a constant presence for decades, reliable, inspiring, aspirational. His absence will be deeply felt. The void he leaves behind will be difficult to fill. But let's be clear, this isn't sudden or unexpected. The signs have been visible for a while, the cracks in his image, the growing fan discontent, the relentless media scrutiny. All of it has been building toward this moment. It's an honest reflection of a career reaching its natural conclusion. So what does this departure signify?
Is it desillusionmente?
A recognition of the toll fame and fortune have taken on his physical and mental well-being? Or is it simply a desire to pursue other passions, to explore new horizons, to reconnect with what matters beyond the spotlight? Whatever the reason, one thing is certain. The world may be losing a titan, but perhaps in stepping away, he's finally reclaiming himself.
What truly matters?
According to insiders, the decision stems from a deep-seated desire to rediscover his authenticity, to shed the burden of the carefully curated persona he's carried for so long. The years of relentless promotion, the constant pressure to maintain an image of perfection, the unending cycle of public scrutiny, it's all taken its toll. The Rock has reportedly expressed a longing to reconnect with his family, to pursue philanthropic endeavors, and to explore creative outlets unbound by the demands of Hollywood. He wants to experience life on his own terms, without the constant glare of the spotlight. Those close to him mention a renewed appreciation for simplicity, a yearning to live a life of purpose and meaning, far removed from the superficiality and manufactured drama of the entertainment industry. This choice is also driven by a desire to set an example for his children, to show them the value of integrity, authenticity, and living in alignment with one's core principles. He wants to teach them that true success isn't measured by fame or fortune, but by the quality of one's character and the positive impact one makes in the world. And while the news has been met with sadness by many fans, it's also been received with a sense of hope. A hope that The Rock can finally find peace and happiness, that he can rediscover the joy of living freely, unburdened by the image he meticulously constructed. This isn't the end of Dwayne Johnson's story. It's merely a new chapter. A chapter brimming with the promise of authenticity, purpose, and the chance to reconnect with the man behind the myth. A chance to simply be just Dwayne. But let's not kid ourselves. The shadow of his past will always linger.
The internet never forgets.
The In-N-Out Chronicles will forever be part of his legacy. The 8,000 calorie myth will be endlessly debated. Questions about his physique will continue to spark controversy. Yet perhaps that's okay. Perhaps those moments of self-deception, of manufactured perfection, serve as a cautionary tale. A reminder that even the biggest stars are flawed, vulnerable, and ultimately human. They teach us something about ourselves, about the dangers of chasing an unattainable ideal, and the importance of staying true to our values. As The Rock steps away from the spotlight, we can only hope he finds the peace, happiness, and authenticity he so desperately seeks. We hope he embraces this new chapter with open arms, and uses his platform to inspire others to live with integrity and purpose. The Rock's farewell isn't just a Hollywood story, it reflects our own desires, struggles, and aspirations. It reminds us that even the most iconic figure,
so to speak, right? like Santa.
That's right.
Santa Hyman. To start where we started was, so probably going on a couple of years now, and I was having some gut issues, and at that time you and I didn't.
Connection, meaning, and the chance to leave a positive mark on the world.
Soletes Reis a Glesto Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
May his future be filled with peace, purpose, and the freedom to finally be, simply, himself. The legend may be stepping back, but his impact will undoubtedly echo for years to come. Because at the end of the day, isn't that what truly matters? He's got so much money he could have donated and earned it back in a year.
Ites a brutal assessma, iste.
A stark reminder that even the titans of Hollywood aren't immune to the scrutiny of the internet age. It's easy to project an image of infallibility, to cultivate a brand built on strength and unwavering conviction, but the cracks always show, don't they? And let's be honest, the cracks in The Rock's armor have become increasingly visible. It's not just the alleged steroid use, though that certainly didn't help. It's the creeping realization that the man we thought we knew, the aspirational symbol of hard work and perseverance, was crafting a narrative that didn't quite match reality. It's the feeling that the magic, the genuine spirit, was slowly fading, replaced by a calculated performance designed to sustain a lucrative brand. Think about it. For years, we were fed this mantra, hard work, no excuses, hustle. And we bought into it. We wanted to believe it. It was a comforting story, a roadmap to success. But what happens when that roadmap turns out to be a mirage? What if the person leading the way was subtly manipulating the landscape to make it look more favorable to their own agenda? It's jarring, isn't it? It shakes your faith in the system, and more importantly, challenges your own sense of identity.
Aro Chazin a Dream Built on Sandy.
Black Adam. What a train wreck. Seriously. It was supposed to be this grand relaunch, this bold new superhero universe spearheaded by The Rock. The hype was insane. We were promised a game changer. Instead, we got a box office failure and a further erosion of trust. And the way he tried to spin it, claiming it was a profitable streaming success when the numbers screamed otherwise, that was just painful to watch. It wasn't about the money, folks. It was about principle. About honesty. About owning up to a failure instead of burying it under a mountain of fabricated statistics. The leaked numbers. The memes.
The collective eye-roll.
It was a public relations disaster on a monumental scale. It felt like a turning point, didn't it? The moment when the public began questioning everything. And it's not just professional missteps. It's the awkward missteps into the current social climate. The Joe Rogan debacle. Classic example of a man trying to navigate treacherous waters and failing spectacularly. Defending Rogan's use of a racial slur? Really? When you're someone with The Rock's platform, reach, and influence, you have a responsibility. You have an obligation to do better. And siding with someone who spews hate speech, even if framed as friendship, that's just not acceptable. Look, the quick retreat, the hollow apology. It felt like damage control, pure and simple. Then there are the podcast appearances themselves. The Rock dominating the conversation, refusing to let Rogan get a word in edgewise. Rambling on about topics that clearly bored him, tiptoeing around anything remotely controversial. It wasn't entertaining. It was awkward. It was transparent. It was exactly what fans feared, a carefully curated performance designed to project an image of strength and confidence, even when the reality was far more fragile. And the Maui wildfires relief efforts? Look, donating money is good. But when you're worth hundreds of millions, asking for public donations alongside your own contribution, it felt tone deaf. The criticism was valid. It wasn't about the intent. It was about the optics. It was about understanding your role in the community and acting accordingly.
Dematrente matin comentem memenkot.
Brutal, but it hit home. People aren't stupid. They see through the carefully constructed image, the calculated gestures. The thing is, for so long, The Rock was aspirational. He embodied the American dream. He overcame adversity. He built an empire from the ground up. He seemed like a guy you could genuinely root for. But now the narrative has shifted. The shine has faded. The cracks have widened. And the public is starting to lose faith. This isn't about tearing down a legend. It's about acknowledging the truth. It's about recognizing that even the biggest stars are flawed, vulnerable, and ultimately human. And perhaps that's a good thing. Perhaps this period of scrutiny, of public questioning, is exactly what The Rock needs. Maybe it's a catalyst for genuine change, a chance to strip away the carefully constructed image and rediscover the man beneath. But let's be honest, this is a long shot. The weight of the brand, the pressure to maintain the image, the sheer inertia of years of carefully crafted storytelling, it's a lot to overcome. This retreat from Hollywood, this desire to reconnect with family, to pursue philanthropic endeavors, it's a desperate attempt to salvage what's left. But can he truly escape the shadow of his past? Can he reinvent himself in a world that's grown cynical and jaded? The internet never forgets, does it? The In-N-Out Chronicles will forever be part of his legacy. The 8,000 calorie myth will continue to be debated. The questions about his physique will keep sparking controversy. The Black Adam debacle will be brought up in every retrospective. But perhaps that's okay. Perhaps these moments of self-deception, of manufactured perfection, serve as a cautionary tale. A reminder that even the biggest stars are flawed, vulnerable, and ultimately, human. They teach us something about ourselves, about the dangers of chasing an unattainable ideal, and the importance of staying true to our own values. This isn't just about The Rock stepping away from the spotlight. It's a reflection of our own desires, our own struggles, and our own aspirations. It's a reminder that even the biggest stars are ultimately searching for the same things we all are: connection, purpose, and a chance to leave a positive impact on the world.
Só, let's rise a glass to Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
May his future be filled with peace, purpose, and a chance to finally be, simply, himself. The legend may be stepping back, but his impact will undoubtedly resonate for years to come. Maybe, just maybe, this isn't the end of the story. Maybe it's the beginning of something new, a chance for The Rock to rediscover what truly matters, to reconnect with his authenticity, and to finally, just be Dwayne. It's a tough pill to swallow for those who've idolized him for years. But maybe, this is the greatest performance of his career. The performance of stepping away, the performance of finally admitting that he, too, is just a man trying to find his place in the world. And who knows? Maybe, in stepping away from the spotlight, he'll finally find the happiness he's been searching for. And it's been brutal to watch, hasn't it?
The slow motion unraveling of a legend.
And I imagine sometimes, it's scary for people. And I think, we talked about it, you being a little, sort of diving into this was a little scary in a way because you're like, what am I going to find? And it's going to be bad.
Yes.
There's always that kind of bury your head in the sand kind of move.
That aspirational narrative, it was everything. But somewhere along the way, that narrative got twisted. Not by anyone else, but by him. He became so focused on maintaining the image, the brand, that he lost sight of the man underneath. It's like he built this incredible, towering structure, and then realized the foundation was quicksand. That WWE debacle? Seriously.
Talk about a mic drop of a different kind a magnitude.
To return to the place where it all began, to declare yourself a builder, only to swoop in and steal the show from Cody Rhodes? Dude, that's some seriously villainous behavior, even for a fictional storyline. And the sheer volume of dislikes on that promotional video?
Over 700,000.
That's not just disagreement. It's a tidal wave of disappointment. The internet never forgets, does it? The memes alone are a masterpiece of mockery.
Asterisco code deserves better asterisco?
It trended for days. It was the collective voice of a fanbase feeling betrayed. Let's be real though. It wasn't just about the wrestling. It was about what it represented.
Cody Rhodes journey.
That was a real thing. People invested in it. They wanted to see him claim his moment. And The Rock, in his attempt to recapture the spotlight, stomped all over that. It's the classic hero versus villain trope, except the hero, our supposed hero, decided to play the villain. It's a power move, sure. But at what cost? The cost of respect. The cost of goodwill. The cost of a legacy. And don't even get me started on the Instagram ads. Seriously.
Dwayne D.A.D. Johnson?
The nickname is honestly too perfect. We've all seen the posts, Terramina Tequila, tour buses, a constant barrage of promotional content. At some point, it just feels disingenuous. We want to connect with a person, not a walking billboard. It's a slippery slope. You start by selling a product, then you sell an image, and eventually you're selling a lie. Vin Diesel's comments? Remember those? The drama, the accusations, the back and forth on social media? It wasn't just a feud between two actors. It exposed a level of ego and professional tension that was hard to watch. Then there's the in-and-out chronicles, the constant need to project this image of peak physical perfection. Lies about your diet?
Come on, man.
We're not dumb. We see through that. The steroid suspicions, the relentless scrutiny of his physique. It all adds up to this overwhelming sense that nothing is real. The failure of Black Adam? Ouch. That was a tough pill for everyone involved. It wasn't just about box office numbers. It was about shattered expectations. He's The Rock. He can do anything. Except, apparently, save a superhero movie from mediocrity. It was a stark reminder that even the biggest stars can't guarantee success.
Nuan is invincible.
And the Joe Rogan and Maui controversies? How he handled those situations. It just felt awkward. Too carefully worded. Too calculated.
Lacking genuine empate. Lacking conviction.
It felt like he was trying to please everyone, playing both sides, and ultimately pleasing no one. There's a responsibility that comes with having a platform like his, and he dropped the ball. Hard.
Look, I get it.
Being The Rock is a business. It's a brand.
A multimillion-dollar empire.
But somewhere along the way, the business overtook the man. He got so obsessed with maintaining the illusion that he forgot who he truly was, what he stood for. He became a product, a commodity, a brand.
And when you lose sight of your core values, you lose yourself.
The shift in Instagram followers? Absolutely staggering. Losing thousands hourly? That's a sign of serious disconnect. Just 12 months ago, he was gaining 5 million followers a month.
It is like a gut punch, a visual representation of a fanbase slipping away.
It's not just about numbers. It's about the erosion of trust. It's realizing that the person you thought you knew, the one you idolized, isn't who he appears to be. The delays and cancellations of film projects? That's a direct result of all this. No one wants to be linked to a tarnished brand. Studios are risk-averse. They want certainty. And right now, The Rock. He's not a sure thing. He's a gamble. This downfall isn't just a series of isolated incidents. It's the culmination of years of choices, compromises, and prioritizing image over authenticity. It's a cautionary tale, isn't it? A reminder that even the most meticulously built empires can collapse when founded on quicksand.
The hardest thing to accept.
We all wanted to believe in him. We needed to believe in him. He represented something bigger than just a wrestler, an actor, or a brand. He represented the American dream, the possibility of overcoming adversity, of building something incredible from nothing. And when that illusion shatters, it hurts.
It hurts deeply.
Now the question isn't whether he can make a comeback. It's whether he wants to. Because a true comeback isn't just about returning to the spotlight. It's about changing who you are. It's about admitting your mistakes, taking responsibility for your actions, and rebuilding trust from the ground up. It's about stripping away the layers of artifice and revealing the man beneath. But can he do it? Does he have the courage to confront his true self, to dismantle the empire he spent so long building? Or will he cling to the illusion, trapped in a cycle of manufactured perfection? He needs to stop trying to be The Rock. That's the key. He needs to embrace Dwayne Johnson, the flawed, imperfect, human being. He needs to own his mistakes. He needs to listen to criticism, not dismiss it. He needs to reconnect with his core values, rediscover the man he once was. The lesson here, folks, isn't just about The Rock. It's about all of us. It's about the dangers of chasing an unattainable ideal. It's about staying true to our own values. It's about realizing that authenticity is the most valuable currency in the world. Because in a world saturated with artificiality, genuine connection is priceless.
And when you lose that connection, you lose everything.
So, can Dwayne Johnson find his way back to that connection? Can he rebuild his legacy on a foundation of honesty and vulnerability? We can only hope.
Because the world needs heroes.
But it needs real heroes, not manufactured icons, not walking billboards. It needs people who inspire us with their authenticity, their courage, and their unwavering commitment to doing what's right. He built an empire on small lies, on carefully crafted illusions. He needs to remember, it's the truth, the vulnerability, the shared humanity that truly connects us.
That's where real power lies.
That's what makes a legend. And right now, The Rock needs to read